Greetings and salutations, everyone. Happy 2022. I wish you nothing but the best for this new year and that you will just walk into your purpose. And I want to pronounce favor upon favor upon you for 2022, and abundance upon abundance will be yours as you navigate this new year. Now, this is my very first video for 2022. And I just want to use the opportunity to thank all the subscribers, all the persons who are always sharing, those who are always commenting, those who are always liking this video. And if you're new to this space, welcome, welcome, welcome. And I'm truly hoping that your visit here will be one that's very enriching. It will be educational and it will also be entertaining. While you're at it, just hit the subscribe button and we're going to get straight into today's video. For today's video, we're going to talk a little bit about stage positions. And for many of you, it will be a recap, lesson or review. And I just thought I would do this video and focus mostly on activities that you could do with your classes as teachers in terms of how you can get the students to better understand stage positions. And the truth is, coming out of the pandemic, where theaters would have been closed, many persons would not have had the opportunity to be in schools, in their spaces as well. And so everything had to be done behind a screen. Now, we all know the challenges that comes with working behind a computer screen from a little box in Zoom or Google Classroom, and trying within your homes to make space to try and find, the best space to have your dance classes or to have your drama classes. And so what this video will do is just for us to go back through what these stage positions are. So for those of us who would have lost a sense of space while we were stuck in Zoom land or Google land, we are going to come back now into the actual theater or the studios, where we're going to do a demonstration of how it is that we can utilize some of these activities to help to teach our students about the various stage positions. Now, it is very easy for us as teachers to, whenever you want to teach a stage positions, to say to students, okay, let us do a research and, and find the various stage positions. And true to sense, it's all out there on Google. And once the students type that in, or you type that in on Google, what you're going to get, you're always going to find something that looks like this. Yes. And so because of that, we sometimes don't think about other ways and creative ways in which we can get this information that they would have found on Google to cement in a creative way. I remember as a young teacher myself, I would have said to the students, go and get the research done. They would do the research, they'll come back and we'll discuss it. Yes, the truth, I would give them scenarios to demonstrate, but I would simply tell them in that time to just make sure that they utilize the various stage positions while they were at it. And so the application was not deliberate. And so the purpose of the activities that we're about to view would be something that's deliberate, that will help the students to better apply, the knowledge about stage positions. So I'm going to show you two videos. I'm going to start with a dramatic video where what I'm going to be doing, I'm going to just be giving the students the scenario to do, and then they are going to do it. And the second one will also be a dance video, because sometimes we forget that knowing the stage positions is not only limited to dramatic performances, it's also very much applicable to dance performances as well. And so I'm going to show you two of those videos that you're about to see. And so we're going to get straight into it. The very first video will be the dramatic presentation. All the students will be getting the actions that they will commit and the stage positions where these actions are supposed to happen. How it unfolds generally in terms of how they move through the space and interact with the space, it's all up to them, as long as they're able to do the actions in the stage positions that they're given. So the very first scenario you're about to see will have the students, or it will start with them standing downstage right, and then the ATM will be upstage left, Then they will go center stage where they'll be attacked at center stage and collapse at down stage left. All right, I'm going to go through that one more time. Stand at the bus stop at downstage right, ATM at upstage left, attacked at center stage, collapsed at downstage left. All right, so let us see how that goes.
Yeah, George. I'm at the bus stop right now, and I don't have enough money. You know, I can get the ATM. The one on 4th Street, I think. All right. Yeah. One of them used to be all day. Oh my God. Yeah. Just like
Please enter your secret number. Please wait while your transaction is processing. Thank you for banking with us.
Yeah. But that's not even how it went down. You don't understand.
Yo, babe, I'm gonna get that now.
I'm being
Make
robbed.
a fried grand now.
Am I being robbed right now?
My grand, how you know that anyway?
Oh my God. I think I was just robbed. George? George? Oh my God. It actually went in my eyes.
All right, so you've seen the video. What are your thoughts? Let me know. Were the students able to follow the directions? Did the actions happen where they were supposed to happen? Was the bus stop at downstage right as it was supposed to be? Did they use the ATM at upstage left? Did the attack happen at center stage? And did the individual collapse at downstage left? Let me know, put in the comment section. But the question I want to ask, and maybe we should have done this before the video, but we can always put the information and you go back to view the video. How do you know which direction you view the stage positions from? Yeah, whose perspective should I say? Is it the audience or is it the actors? And I want you to think carefully about that because that is important in terms of how we are able to identify the stage position. Yeah? And you are correct. The position or the perspective from which we know or we read the various stage positions, it's always from the perspective of the performer. So it's never from the audience perspective. It's always from the perspective of the performer. So it simply means the performer's right, it is the audience's left. The performer's left is the audience's right. So it's always from the perspective of the performer that we identify the right or the left of the stage. But I also want to point out real quickly as well is that when we're thinking about the upstage area or the downstage area of the downstage area of the stage is always the front of the stage. Remember, because it is coming from the perspective of the performer, you go to the front as downstage because that is the area that is closest to the audience. So you're going down towards the audience. Yes, when you go upstage, it means you're moving away from the audience and that makes it upstage. Yes, so I just want us to just remember those little tips as we are watching. So when you had watched the video before, you did not have that perspective in mind, and so you were unable to make an assessment or an accurate assessment of whether or not the students in the video or the participants in the video, they were able to follow the actions and the directions as they were given, you can now go back and look at it. Yes, or you can wait until we now move to the next video that we're about to see. We're about to see one with the dance presentation, and the scenario will be there, so I just want you to pay keen attention to that. All right, so they enter from stage right and move to center stage. Then they will do a bend and fall to the floor. Then they will crawl to downstage left. At downstage left, they're going to roll up, do a half turn. Then they're going to do a leap to center stage, hop 2 times to the right, slide to the left, turn, and then they're going to walk down stage center. Now, so now that you've seen that, this is a dance video, so I just want you to pay attention what this video is. And you notice while the dancers were walking through the space, I was narrating as opposed to the dramatic performance, because what is happening here now with the dance is that you're seeing how the students are just using the phrases to create their own choreography. Now, what is interesting is that they're just walking through the space, but because as a teacher you want them to become more creative, you can now allow them to put their own personality into the demonstration. They can also add their own music that they want, any music of their choice, to whatever the movement phrase will be, as you're about to see in the video. I'm not going to allow you to see the video again, but this time the participants would have added music to it, and then you're going to see how it has now become alive with their own personalities added to the performance. So here goes. All right, so there you have it. You've seen the video. What are your thoughts? Were they able to follow through with the directions given? Were they able to stay on task? How do you feel about them adding their own personalities and music to the performance? Now, because I show that in the dance studio, it doesn't mean that if you're teaching a drama class, you can't allow the students to dance. The students can also use dance to explore the movement space. Just use whatever it is that the students are interested in, whatever their interest is, as long as it will allow them and help them to learn deliberately and remember the stage positions, then it is okay. Because the important thing is that you want to be deliberate about it. You don't want to just leave it open to them to simply say to them, just go ahead and use up the stage areas. When you give them activity that forces them to pay attention to how they're applying the information, and then you can tick the boxes to see whether or not they're actually applying, it makes a difference to what they're learning. Now you can expand these activities in your classroom by doing what? You can group your students. Once you've grouped them, you can allow them to come up with these different scenarios where they come up with the actions and the stage positions, and then they exchange with the other groups, and then they will do the actual performance and application, and then they can do their own critique of it. You can come up with a range of scenarios for your students, but this is just one of the ways in which you could go about doing it, rather than just saying to them broadly, just use up the various stage areas. You've given them some task, you've set the targets for them, so you've given them actions and you've given them stage positions, and they now need to make it work. That's a deliberate way to get them to apply the information. Now, one of the things about these two activities, it's how enriching it is for the students, because it allows them to be able to understand choreography. They're understanding directing, they're understanding more about blockings, and they're also understanding about pathways. So what they're basically doing, they're learning skills and content about the discipline of dance and drama at the same time, while they're learning about a particular concept. And so it is this kind of enriching experience that this kind of activity brings, because when the students are going to be creating their own activities, their own scenarios to enter with actions and blocking and stage directions, or stage positions, or they decide to use dance and create their own sequencing to give to the student, to the other classmates, and their own phrases, etc. That's them learning other skills within the discipline and actually applying it. And that's one of the things that's really enriching about the activity. And so teachers, as you take your students through these kinds of activities, what you'll want to do is to point out for them where they're moving into other areas of the discipline and where they're grasping and learning. And that, I believe, will make learning more appreciative for the students. It's more transferable, and they'll own it. They'll own the learning more because they are now recognizing how much they are developing and grasping as they are carrying out the activity. I do hope and trust that you found this video quite useful and that it will be beneficial to you in your classroom and your students. Go ahead and give this video a thumbs up if you like the content, and if you found it quite useful, tell a friend to tell a friend, share it with another friend, and also don't forget to subscribe. Until I see you next, stay tuned and stand by, because I know improvisation examination is coming up and I will be doing a live, so stay tuned for that. Have yourselves a blessed and prosperous 22.